Hey, what's going on, y'all? So I got the orange background for Bitcoin. We gotta represent. We gotta represent the orange. Even though orange wasn't a very, you know, popular color of mine, now it has become, pretty popular, just because Bitcoin. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about trying to save in Bitcoin and stacking Bitcoin because our currency, no matter where you live in the world, your currency slowly becomes debased, either slowly or severely. So we have many countries like Nigeria, or Ghana, or even where it used to be very popular places and more um, strong economics. Even those countries are slowly becoming, or even more quickly becoming, um, highly inflated. And so stacking Bitcoin will help a lot of these problems. The United States, where I live right now, is getting more and more expensive year after year. It's becoming much harder to do things. So you have to have two or three jobs just to make it. And not only that, the price of items, the price of goods and services are also increasing. So we are increasing our labor through work, through those two or three jobs, while also the amount of goods and services are increasing in prices. And so we never are able to be even balanced or say have a sense of freedom because we're working more just to get by, just to be balanced. Back then, if you were to work two or three jobs as extra for like savings or investing, you're doing pretty well for your family, for yourself. But now, working two or three jobs is just to live, just to maintain your basic lifestyle needs. And so, Bitcoin helps with that. Bitcoin helps with that inflation, with that taxation, and that monetary supply that fiat currencies have. Bitcoin helps with that work energy that you expend through those two or three jobs. Why? Because it grows over 45% in compounded gains year after year. It's scarce. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. So that is valuable in itself. It's on the blockchain. It's backed by cryptography, the world's strongest cryptography. It's verifiable. So you can see the transactions happening. So there's no one that's you know who's saying, "Oh, I have more money than than they claim." Such as, say, the federal government can say, "Okay, we have." Back in the day when they had the gold standard, they said, "Okay, yeah, everything's back one to one. For every dollar that you give me, I'll give you that exchange in gold." But then eventually they said, "Oh, we have this one on one backing, but we really don't. We have we have way more paper notes than we do gold," and so that caused a massive bubble in this whole gold standard thing. But with Bitcoin, it's verifiable. You can see there will only ever be 21 million. No one can say, "Hey, I have more Bitcoin. Um, I have this, that same exchange, one-on-one backing," because it's verifiable. We can check. We can see if the wallets or if the addresses or if this, the government or exchange has this amount of Bitcoin that they claim they do. And so that helps for inflation. That helps for, you know, maintaining this economic scarce, divisible asset. This is Bitcoin. This is why it's one of the best technologies ever invented, and it's created by humans. So, with God being the almighty power, this almighty entity, it it created human beings to invent, to create. Human beings are micro gods. We're able to create. We're able to expand, evolve, and push forward. God's creation into our own self using our consciousness. And so that's what Bitcoin is. It's using God's conscious energy into the physical plane, and releasing it out into the world that can help global issues, monetary issues. It gives people freedom. It gives people sovereignty. It gives people access to be their own bank, not to banking, to be their own bank. That's one of the most revolutionary things ever. To be your own bank. You don't have to download Chase. You don't have to download Bank of America. You don't have to download Swiss Bank or France or anything like that. Anything that's, you know, wherever country you live in or whatever continent you live in. You don't have to use those banks because you can use the bank of Bitcoin all by yourself. So this is why Bitcoin is great. This is why it's great to keep stacking Satoshis, keep stacking Bitcoin, because it's only going to help you in the long run and even in the short term. So that's all I have to say. Peace out. Stack your Bitcoin. Keep stacking. And even if you don't, you're going to become, you're just going to get inflated year after year. Peace out, y'all.